sweet, you're so pretty. Can I get a lesson on how to make some money? Maybe multicolored milk duds don't even possess a skill. So let's cook them. I'll call it the resurrection of Kill Bill. How many times can we live?
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Hypothesis. It's your guy, Kimberly Epphone, where we sometimes observe and discuss the behavioral patterns of narcissists, opportunists, followers, and people who are simple-minded. Also sometimes known as compulsive liars, gossipers, delusion validators, and pretenders that like to mask up in order to justify the comfort of not taking any accountability or facing the shadow of their true self. There is a dark side that we all know we have inside of us, but not everybody wants to face it or admit to it, or they have to do the most to hide it rather than just accept reality and live in it. Remember, every day reality calls. Reality's got you all on speed dial. Every day it's calling. You have the choice to pick up the phone and say, I'm going to live inside reality today. And most people are not comfortable doing that. So how did I become an expert on this? Allow Kimmy to give you the skinny as we break it down in today's episode of The Hypothesis. I'm going to break it down for you like this. Check it out. The reason why people become compulsive liars, deception artists, and pretenders is because whenever you can tell yourself it's okay to be rewarded for doing a really bad job, like losing control of your emotions, for example, or getting lost in some sort of dependency issue. You're giving yourself permission to just totally lose yourself inside of it to the point where you're no longer in control. And you justify the lie in order to continue on with the very destructive and toxic behavioral patterns that you continue. And it's an ongoing cycle for you. For example, I see somebody I know has a lot of talent, and their talent makes me feel jealous and envious. So I want to compete with them so badly. But that person played drums since the year 1999, and I just do YouTube talk videos. Okay, well, how about this? As a person who's been playing drums since the year 1999, it's not as if I'm making music right now. I'm just doing a talk video right now in this episode of Kimberly Ephone's The Hypothesis. I mean, I have nothing against talking videos. It's about 80% of what's on YouTube right now. If that's what they want to do and that's what they are into doing, I'm not going to say that's my competition or like view it as some sort of a threat. I'm doing my own thing regarding the music. This is kind of a side thing for me, doing podcasts and things like that, but I'm trying to get more into that. And the rest is other content, such as making music, which is something I'm very passionate about and something I've been doing a very long time. And it does not come easily, it does not come overnight. There's no magical pill. And if you tell yourself, hey, there's a magical shortcut, you're going to be always delusional. And every time reality calls, you're just going to ignore its phone call. So reality's calling. You're living the delusion. You're justifying the lie. And you're saying, it's okay for me to behave this way because I'm jealous and envious of somebody who's been doing something for a long time. But I just do talking videos. And reality's calling me. I'm not answering the phone. Oh, I like this delusion. I like the lie I built for myself. And that gives me a reward system to lie to myself and throw shade on the person's name who I'm jealous and envious of because I hate so much that I'm not them, but I wish I could be them, but I'm just going to throw shade on their name and then go as far as to tell lies about them to my friends. And then my friends can participate in the humiliation game as well, and we all lie to each other and we all become comfortable living inside that lie, like some sort of a clown at a clown show. And it's just having one clown at a circus is fine, but when you have 20 clowns at a clown circus, it just takes over. The whole damn thing is one big clown show. I didn't show up to be a clown. I showed up to make music. So when I see people doing talking videos on YouTube or anything else like that, does that mean I'm in competition with it? I'm not trying to compete with it all. And even if somebody does music like I do, I'm not trying to compete with them either. It's like if you have to try so hard to compete and you keep telling yourself You just got to be better than this person. You got to compete with them. Okay, if you were looking at me and you thought that way about me, go back to the year 1999 if you have a time machine and watch me strike my first snare. Go back to 2003 or whatever it was when I bought my first Ibanez GIO 6-string, and you'll see I absolutely sucked ass at the guitar, and I didn't have any lessons. I taught myself, and I've bought several guitars over the years. But was I in competition? I never really was. I've seen many people come into my life who just didn't quite have it inside of them to continue, so they quit. Because it's easier to give up on something than to really, really dedicate yourself to something like a musical instrument. And now I'm just explaining this to either quitters or people who do not even do what I do, but they become very comfortable living in this lie of, well, okay, I gotta be better than this person who played drums since the year 1999. And they taught themselves guitar too. They taught themselves how to record. I just got to be better than them, and I'm terrified that I can't be better than them. So if I cannot compete with them, I don't even know what I'm going to do. Okay, congratulations, because if you even make it to that step, at least now you're admitting that. You're facing that part of yourself you refuse to always face. And you know deep, deep down how jealous you were or currently are of that person, how envious the talent makes you feel. So you lied to yourself even more rather than just accepting that you never took up music yourself. You didn't quite have it. Or maybe you guys did take up music, but you decided to quit later on and do other things. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not shaming you for it. But to make me out to be something it's not, to lie on me and to hate on me in order to reward yourself, is to not answer the phone when reality calls, and it's like you're hanging up on reality to live inside delusion. But would you answer for delusion? I bet you would, because that's comfortable. Not everybody lives inside of a delusion. Some of us live in reality. And you know, it's like a total clown show. You lie to yourself, you lie to your friends, you lie to everybody. And you hate that you see something inside of somebody else and you watch them, but you don't do it with good intentions. You don't do it to wish them well. And you're telling yourself it's okay to energetically latch onto them like a fungus, even if you do not do what they do. And it's still a competition inside of your head, but I mean, dude, you're on some sort of an acid trip or something. Or dudette, you're on some sort of an acid trip or something. Maybe it's a mushroom trip too. I once heard a captivating comment section overachiever say mushrooms are grown in shit. Well, you know, if you can get comfortable enough living inside of a lie and you reward yourself for that and you justify it, maybe if the people who associate with you tell you that this behavior is socially acceptable, that you're all just a bunch of shitheads, literally grown from shit. And no amount of fragrances can ever fix that snake inside the grass. And it's time to face it. It's time to face your shadow, y'all. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news here. You know, we cannot always compete with everybody. We cannot always be everybody. And we have it in ourselves to achieve things with self-belief and hard work. And sometimes that just takes a little bit of motivation. Listen to somebody who inspires you. If I inspire you, I'm honored. If I don't inspire you in a positive way, listen to somebody else. There's a guy that I mentioned in one of my shorts. You should look that up. Because that guy inspired me to get started on music, and I just needed a little bit of a push. So if you're going to walk that mushroom field forever and risk having shit just blow up in your face from all the lies you tell, all the envy, the hate, the jealousy, you're telling the lies, you're living that lie, and you're comfortable, but the shit's blowing up in your face. And the shit's blowing up in the face of people who are also comfortable living in the lie that you created. You lie to yourself, you lie to the people around you, and everybody lies so much that they become compulsive liars, and they're very comfortable in this. Because you can take away all accountability from just accepting the truth and choosing to live a lie. That to me is, it's total step backwards for humanity. When it comes to something like music, there's really no half-assing it. We all have it in us to achieve things with self-belief and hard work, but there's no half-assing it when it comes to something like music. There's really no half-assing it. Like, you gotta walk that mushroom field forever and risk having shit blow up in your face, or maybe you just accept that, hey, I'm not gonna walk in this mushroom field. I'm in my own league. I'm not out to compete with anybody. It might come down to a day where you have to admit to yourself, hey, my behavior is babyfied and I'm conducting myself like an absolute clown. It's not an acid trip. It's not eating too many magic mushrooms. I really am screwed up and I need to admit it to myself. Now, when you do that, everybody, when you admit to yourself you're screwed up, you stop giving the lie permission, because we all have our own problems in various different stages of our lives. Like when I hit the whiskey every night back in the day, in my darkest times, I told myself, hey, this is okay. I idolized other guys who did that, and I just wanted to be like them, and I didn't know any better. I didn't even know who I was back then. I wanted to be like them so badly that I drank heavily, and yeah, okay, maybe it kept me up late nights, like improving my abilities, but that's a means to an end. You don't play music to develop dependency issues. You don't do it to live a lie. You do it because you enjoy doing it, and you don't really give a shit what anybody else says. People may try to distract you from seeing the bigger picture, but only you can really know what you truly want for yourself. The bigger picture is that we are not entitled to anything we haven't earned, and I'm 100% confident personally that I've earned everything I ever worked for. Like, no matter who says I don't deserve it, or the lies that they throw on my name in order to keep me down, to keep me small, because that makes them feel good. And they need to cheat in order to gain the sense of control over me, but they have none. Like, it's not working. I have 1,000 subscribers on my other channel. No matter how much dirt was thrown on my name, I'm growing, and I'm continuing to grow. So there is no control there. And I know, like, I can see it in the faces of the haters. Their behavioral patterns are shifting as well. They try to take on like a new role as I grow stronger and I grow more confident, and as I continue to grow my channel and establish my skills and prove myself. So the hater will become so envious that they will just totally get lost in themselves. In that little red button they have, that self-destruct button, they end up pushing it. And I don't want to be the person who's responsible for somebody self-destructing, like, but they have to take accountability for that themselves. They have to face themselves, and they have to say, okay, my behavioral patterns are unhealthy. Maybe I need to get some help, get checked out, or get some therapy or something. I don't know. I'm going to end it there, y'all. I know my worth, and I didn't tell you a single lie in today's presentation of the Hypothesis with Kimberly Epphone. That's going to be it from your boy Kimberly. Signing out, and until next time, remember, if you're grown in shit from not having a talent or skill, and you become comfortable rolling around in the mushroom fields, don't pin your shitty, stinky, negative Nancy or hateful Henry attitudes off on people who actually do devote themselves to something like music and actually have talent, because you're just stinky, you're smelly, your attitude stinks, and you're not making the world a better place. You're not helping yourself. You're not helping your friends. You're not helping the platform. You're not doing anything productive. You're just stinking the place up. It stinks. It's like, whoo. Somebody get that person a fragrance, but a snake in the grass is a snake in the grass. We're going to end it there. Signing out, y'all. Until next time, it's going to be Kimberly Epphone signing out.